My dear friends, we are in the midst of this crazy crisis of the coronavirus, and in Brazil, President Bolsonaro does not really take seriously what is happening. He goes against even the last instructions of his mentor, Donald Trump. We had him on Sunday walking through the streets of Brasilia, provoking the formation of small crowds, hugging people. So it's absolutely nuts. The epidemic in Brazil develops a little bit slower than in Europe and the US because of the heat, but we're heading to our winter, and we think that things are going to get much worse around June, July, where temperature falls. We have already thousands of cases, very under-notified, and in general, the governors are showing their strength, the mayors are showing their strength, and Brazilian society has been mostly socially isolated. As for the environmental and climate results of this, of course we have this thing that the emissions due to burning fossil fuels, they're going down in the world and also in Brazil. But the emissions that are caused by the deforestation of the Amazon rainforest, these have an enormous risk of going up because federal enforcement has been completely withdrawn. The state enforcement is incapable of coping, and these are criminal activities: land grabbing, illegal mining, the price of gold is going up. These people do not really feel any dependence to the cycles of the economy. We think that deforestation by land grabbing, by the invasion of public land, to speculate, which has been in the last year the main source of illegal deforestation, probably is going to go up. So we'll have all emissions that are related to deforestation going up, which will make Brazil more important in the scene of the countries that emit the most. Brazil is the 7th biggest emitter, but with the international recession, it will go higher in this ranking. Of course, recession isn't a good way to reduce emissions. There will be a significant reduction of greenhouse gas emissions this year, but if we don't change the technology, if there's no revolution in this technology for clean energy, for storage, and so on and so forth, and if we don't change the consumption habits, probably what happened with the other recessions will happen again. So I think it's very important to discuss the economic moment of the world, because something very significant has happened, a true revolution. The whole idea of austerity, the neoliberal vision of keeping the perfectly balanced expenses to really control the deficit, this is dead. Huge deficits will be generated in all countries. So if they're generated in all countries, even in Germany, there will be a new paradigm in world's economy, which is an opportunity. It's like the Chinese ideogram, crisis, opportunity. There will be a new opportunity to put forward the concept of a climate currency, the concept that the minus carbon is worth money. So the economic value of the minus carbon, of the mitigation actions that had been recognized by a Brazilian proposal in the Paris Agreement is now a possibility, a true possibility. We have to mobilize a Bretton Woods of decarbonization, where the value of minus carbon is considered the new gold. That will help very much the recovery of the economy, the mitigation of this enormous loss of wealth, because there'll be there a new source of wealth, which is to reduce or to remove carbon from the atmosphere. And at the same time, we will be putting in the very DNA of the world economy the strength, the dynamics of decarbonization. So, the crisis is terrible. Our heart bleeds seeing what is happening in the United States, in Italy, in France, in Spain. We are also extremely concerned of what certainly is going to happen in our country, Brazil, in the next months, especially with this crazy president. But there's an opportunity there that we have to mobilize and explore.